Episode 3819, Rest Does Your Heart Good.
Moms, it's time to rediscover, rejuvenate, and renew who you are in mind, body, and spirit. Welcome to Create Your Now, Your Best Selfie, the show to help you do just that. Here's your host, certified life coach, personal trainer, and nutritionist, Christiane Wargo.
Happy day. I hope you're ready for some football. Yes, you are. I'm sure you are. Come on, because I am. Got some great games on today. But first, before we get into football, oh no, it's all about relationship builders. What are you doing with the person next to you who you're sleeping with? Rest does your heart good. For those of you who are brand new to Create Your Now, welcome to this incredible family. I'm so delighted of your presence. If you already haven't had the opportunity, you'll want to head on over to createyournow.com where you can learn more and sign up for the Kisses newsletter, the Keep It Simple strategy, everyday solutions to live, love, and impact. Well, this episode is brought to you by AIM, Inspiring Connection and Community. You know, when you think about that, AIM, Inspiring Connection and Community, where do you think that needs to start first? First with us, but then if you're married, it's got to be happening with your spouse. But so many times we're just sprinting through life's endless to-do list, hopping from one task to the next. Your brain then just turns into a cluttered mess. It's like this highway to nowhere. Forget keeping everything straight. Even keeping love alive for your spouse could feel like a heavy lift. It's like, is it worth it? I don't have time. I'm kind of done. And it's no surprise that emotions run high. Patience runs low. And connection, well, it takes the hit. In fact, sometimes there's a lack of, or it falls the wayside. It doesn't become a priority. So here's a truth that might sound too simple, but can change everything. Rest does your heart good. So for a moment, I want you to imagine being so rested that your emotions don't hijack you. Now I got to tell you this. I'm not real rested right now. I'm traveling. I'm with my grandbabies. I'm burning the candle at both ends. I'm not in my own bed, which makes it challenging. I'm helping with my mom and her healing of her foot. And so it's just one thing after another. Plus, we're doing some things here at Create Your Now that's requiring extra energy that I have to give that only I can. No one else can do it, only I can, which is exciting. More news about that later. So stay tuned here, of course, on the podcast and on our TV show, and more to come on our brand new website here in the next couple weeks. But I share that with you because it's no wonder that we're literally burning the candle at both ends. It's no wonder that you're wondering, who am I sleeping next to? Is there that connection so we can have community within our own household? You wonder why the world is falling apart. Well, what about within your own privacy of your own four walls? Is your personal world falling apart? Especially the one that you said I do to? And if you could go back for a moment, imagine being so rested that your emotions, they don't go astray. They don't hijack you. You catch yourself before frustration spirals out. You can listen without tuning out, right? You can love freely without the weight of exhaustion clouding your judgment. Kind of sounds like a dream, doesn't it? But I'm here to remind you, and I'm reminding myself, it's entirely possible if you prioritize rest, and not just as a luxury, but as a foundational practice. It has to be fundamental in your marriage. Rest isn't just about shutting your eyes at night, even though sleep, yes, is a huge piece of the puzzle. Physically, we need to rest. But rest is more than just closing our eyes and getting 7 to 9 hours of sleep. And in fact, if I can be so honest with you, I'm lucky to get 4.5 to 5 hours lately. And I was working really hard. I was getting there, and then I failed. And I was like, seriously. My husband, he stays on a regimen because during the weekdays, he gets up at 4:30, 5 o'clock in the morning. He's out the door before 7. And he has a long day ahead, and he has to keep that regimen. So on the weekends, he does it too. And you know what? It drives me crazy. But then again, I have to remind myself, wait, but his body needs this. His mind needs this. His heart needs it. He's not going to bed early because he wants to be away from me. He's going to bed early to stay on track so his body can do what it needs to do. So if you are trying to get those shut eyes, that's fabulous. But also you got to look at rest is giving yourself permission to pause, giving yourself permission to recharge and reclaim your emotional bandwidth. It's stepping off the treadmill long enough to see the whole picture, to notice your spouse in all their complexities without the fog of fatigue. I was talking to my husband because I'm traveling right now and I'm with the grandbabies. And he's like, oh, he goes, well, what are you doing with that? And I said, sweetheart, I would love to tell you the story. Now he's calling me. He's about ready to go to bed. He's all tucked in is what he tells me. I'm all tucked in, ready to go to bed. And he wants me to answer a question for him. And I'm like, I'm too tired. And I flat out told him that. This was just a couple days ago. I said, sweetheart, I'm too tired. I don't want to go into that, but we're making it work. And it doesn't matter the details. It was just, conversation. But I was like, I can't give anymore. I don't have the bandwidth. Where are you running on your rest? Sometimes we do have to step off that treadmill so we can see what we're missing, so the fog can settle. And this becomes so critical for couples in marriage. When one or both partners are running on empty, you know what happens? Misunderstandings multiply, battle after battle after battle. Why? Because you have no idea why. Emotions are crazy. You're high strung and you're exhausted. And so now you're short tempered and you're like, nope. And you wonder why you're arguing more. Small annoyances feel like major battles, and love seems to dwindle under the pressure. Sometimes the best way forward is to stop pushing so hard. Sometimes what your marriage needs most is lots and lots of rest. That is your Kiss to Keep It Simple strategy. Rest. It's one word. R-E-S-T, rest. I mean, think about how well you're doing this in your marriage right now. Do you give yourself an A+, extra bonus stars? Or are you like, oh, Christiane, I am failing dramatically. I'm right there with you, girl. I'm not doing much better. But as I was sitting here thinking, what are we lacking? What's coming up now? New season. It's called fall, right? And if you're in the U.S. and most of our areas, we fall back. We lose daylight savings and it becomes darker faster. And that's so hard because when it becomes darker faster, it's like, oh my goodness, I don't have the energy. It zaps us even more because the sun's not out. Even if it's just a sunset that's beautiful, when it's gone under and it's dark, you're like, it's time for bed. I got to go rest. But it's not a rest that you really want to demand. It's a rest like I have to. I'm done. I'm spent. So what would it look like in real life for you as a spouse to really want to look at resting well so you can love better, so you can love deeper and live with more emotional clarity so you have more to give? Most of the time in our marriages, we are lacking. And it's not because we don't want to give. It's because we physically, emotionally, psychologically, we just can't. We're spent. The kids can be an issue, but you can't blame them. All right? You can't. Don't try to do that. Don't try and blame your in-laws. I'm just saying. Don't try and blame your work. You have to take responsibility. And one way you can do it is to rest. So what does it look like in real life? Number 1, create intentional quiet time alone. Ignore the noise from devices. Ignore the noise from work. Like you don't have to keep answering all those emails. Ding, ding, ding. It doesn't have to be answered. Ignore the noise from family obligations for just 15 to 30 minutes daily. That may mean you have to get up earlier or stay up a little bit later. Maybe you do it during nap time. If you're a stay-at-home mom, maybe you're saying, okay, my first 15 minutes of nap time, I'm going to sit down and I'm just going to breathe. I'm going to journal. I'm going to meditate. What is it for you? Maybe it's just to simply stare out of a window thinking about nothing but the present moment. I know I found myself yesterday going and telling my mom, I was like, I just need a moment. Like I need to stop. I'm going. And that was great when I was younger. But now that I'm older, I'm like, no. This mind, I need a mental break. And when you have these mental breaks, it lowers stress hormones. It resets emotional reactivity and it allows your heart to slow down. I mean, if you were to put your hand on your heart now, how fast is it pounding? Maybe it's because I'm talking too fast. Okay, that's great. Point taken. But we have very little time together and you've got to go and impact the world that you touch today. So we can't hang out here for 5 hours. I would love to talk to you about how to rest for 5 hours. We may need to rest while we talk about it. But here's the thing. We have got to create this intentional quiet time alone. Why? So we can ground ourselves. Maybe it's just getting out in nature. I love a walk. I love a walk. And as fall comes upon us and you can walk in the crisp air, go outside. And if you're at a point and in your backyard where you're like, you don't have fire ants or anything, in the South here, we still have fire ants. The season is not gone for fire ants. You got to watch where you walk. But when you do walk, ground yourself. Get your feet in the grass. And then just be intentionally quiet and rest. Number 2, prioritize quality sleep as a non-negotiable. Yeah, take a page out of my husband's book. You got to say, I got to sleep. I got to stick to my schedule. No excuses. Set a bedtime that lets you get deep, uninterrupted rest. Better sleep improves mood regulation, decision making, and even, yes, what I know you're thinking, intimacy. And that's important in a marriage. God created intimacy in a marriage on purpose, and it's a beautiful thing. But if you're spent, if you're exhausted, if you're like, oh, I just want to get this over with, and come on, be honest, you have said it before in your mind. Don't lie to me, because we've all done it. Yes, including me. And it's like, I can't do that. It doesn't help me. It doesn't serve my husband, right? It's common sense, but shockingly underrated. So you got to rest. Rested people handle conflict with grace. Tired people, they do not. Most of the time, tired people are angry. And it's not just about being hangry. It's not about being hungry. They are just plain angry. They do not have enough control of their emotions. Everything and anything sets them off. One word and it's a spiral. So prioritize quality sleep as a non-negotiable. And finally, number 3, set boundaries around the busy and learn to say no. A lot of times we are the people pleasers. Why? In all honesty, God kind of created us that way. We want to be relationally connected, and then we want to be accepted, which means we're all people pleasers. Now, is there a degree of people pleasing? 1,000%. But for the most part, we're trying to be accepted in one form or fashion or the other, right? Whether it's at work, whether it's at home, whether it's at church, whether it's in the community, whether it's at your, who knows, your society, whatever you belong to, right? Your club, your golf club. Maybe you belong to a golf club and you're like, I got to look and act a certain way. But here's the thing. If you keep saying yes to everything, what happens when you really need to say yes to something and you're already burned out because you said yes to all the wrong things? So you got to set boundaries around being busy. Stop wearing that busy badge of honor and learn to say no. Your worth isn't tied to how many things you check off your list. Get over that. Stop saying yes to everything that pulls your attention and energy away from your relationship, meaning your spouse. There might be a season that you say no more than you say yes, and I'm here to tell you that's okay. Let somebody else step up. And if everybody's going through a season, then maybe the focus needs to be on everybody's going through a season. And the family needs to be the focus. Rest includes guarding your calendar fiercely so you can show up fully for your spouse, rather than as a distracted, worn out version of yourself. If your heart feels weighed down, look first to rest. It's not a sign of weakness or laziness. It's a strategic move if you want to love fiercely, clearly, and well. You know, one thing my husband does, and I love this, is that he'll ask me whether it's through a text in the morning, just depends on where we are. If I'm traveling, he's traveling, whatever it is. And he'll say, what can I do for you today, babe? How can I serve you better? Is there anything you need from me today? And most of the time it's an open-ended question. And he just wants to know more. He wants to know how he can serve me. Men, if you're listening, take a page out of my husband's book. If you've heard of Charlie Kirk and what has happened this week, did you hear his wife speak? His widow, Erica? He said the same thing to her every day also. It's time that our men step up, but I will also say it's time that our women step up too. It takes 1 to start and 2 to finish. Marriage is a two-way street. So as you look forward to a new season, Football. I love football, right? We came off of the U.S. Open. Some people won that I really didn't want win, but guess what? It was still a great U.S. Open. But as we move into the fall, put rest front and center and watch how it changes the way you see your spouse and also how you love them. You'll find holding space for rest isn't just good for your heart. It's good for your whole life. Go in peace. Be present. Be incredible. Be you. I love you so very much. I cannot wait to see you on the other side. Blessings, hugs, and lots of love. We'll talk to you real soon. Have a glorious, blessed day. Bye-bye.
Feeling inspired, ready to train for life and love your journey? Visit createyournow.com for more incredible resources to help you along the way. We'll see you next time on Create Your Now, Your Best Selfie. And remember, always be sure you consult your physician before beginning any health and fitness plan.